Duh. We are live in the flesh, baby. Indeed, yes, indeed, we are. Welcome to a D Spot show, Churros production, or should I say Churros D Spot production. In any case, guess who is back? Back behind the camera and the microphone. Yes, indeed. I promised I would come to you guys before kickoff, and 2 hours before I eventually do. Thank you for the patience. Thank you for joining me on this quite, I suppose, improvised stream. Not entirely, because I did promise it to the Churros community on patreon.com/churros y tácticas. We got the D Spot logo, fat in the flesh. Look at it. I should get this vest here branded. That's what I need to do. I need to get this chaleco with the D Spot logo. That looks sick. Shout out to my homeboy Big Sweats, aka Nevin Kissenfetti, for the hookup with the logo and the beats in the background. Shout out to A Giles Music. Get your drinks out, folks. It is nearly kickoff time. It's nearly Copa final time. It is nearly Clásico time. It is nearly the time where Barça and Real Madrid write another chapter in this long-lasting rivalry. The finest, the very best rivalry in sports history. It's a fact. It's a fact. That is a bona fide fact. You can't argue with statistics. You can't argue with facts unless you are Real Madrid TV, of course. We're going to get into the thick of things briefly. I don't want to make this too much of a long-winded episode. I want to turn down the volume a little bit on this boy. Here we go. I don't want to make it too long-winded. I want to keep it snappy because I have a purpose, a motivation behind coming live on the stream right here, and that is because of all the debauchery, the insanity that has been taking place over the course of the last 24 hours. What the hell's going on, man? What is going on? I get it. It's a final. I get it. It's a Copa final. I get it. It's against your biggest opponent, your biggest rival, Football Club Barcelona, but Real Madrid losing their shit. There's no other way to put it. Losing their form, señorío. They take the piss about valors and talk about señorío, and then go and play the victim in a situation where they are the perpetrator, the bully, the big white bully. I said it. It had to be said. The big white bully. Okay? Los blancos bullying around like a fucking bulldozer. I've had my disagreements with Kian Sobans. No surprise there. I know that this whole, again, shit show between the referees for tonight's final and Los Blancos has caused, again, the opinions to be very widespread, very diverse, if I'm going to keep it kind of politically correct. But there's no really other way to go about it as to call it out for what it is, and it's hypocrisy at its finest. That's really the crux of it. That is really down. If you want to bring it down to the nitty-gritty, hypocrisy at its finest, folks, is what we are seeing before. It's on display, served to us on a silver platter by Don Florentino Perez and his Real Madrid. Real Madrid TV, of course, the usual instigators of this shit show, of this... how do we classify something like this? It is the noise in the background. The Evans have broken. The heavens have opened, and it's a flood, an absolute rainstorm is squirting the heavens. The angels are having a squirt fest. All right. My God. It's a Blixen as well. Lightning strikes the courts. Lights get dim. Supreme competition is about to begin above the rim. I need to tread this one lightly. and I have been beating myself over the head all day. Mind you, the reason I'm late, can I just give an excuse real quick? The reason as to why I'm late, I had to commentate the Barça B match. All right, I had Barça Athletic was on my starters dish. All right, it was an amuse bush, if you will, and I had to go and do that. Did I forget about that? Absolutely not. Me? Did I forget about the Barça? Of course I didn't. I knew I had to do that. I just wanted to do good by y'all's. It's in the interest of the, especially again the patrons. I know I'm coming up to you, coming to you up close and personal, and on a multi-stream platform. But this really truly is for the Churros patrons. Again, excuse the audio issues on the podcast that I put out on Thursday. That has been fixed. Sounds pretty good. The sound should be very nice. Um, but I did have audio issues. I wasn't able to, because of several reasons, upload audio only. Had to do the video and all that. Had echo. I know. I get it. Now, all of you are nibbling in. By the way, this is a plug, a shameless promo for churros.com. That is, of course, patrons.com/churros y tácticas. Go over there, subscribe, throw a bone, be nice before the final takes place, okay? And help independent content creators make a living of what they do, and that is broadcasting, communicating, and taking a Saturday afternoon off from the family and streaming instead for a change. Fede kids, I love you guys. Thanks for your patience and support. But so, am I beating around the bush? Am I dando la vuelta suficientemente? I think I need to get into this. The reason I had to explain this. So I had the Barça Athletic match, okay? That's why I didn't record earlier. It's just 2 hours before kickoff. Not like a lot of people are going to be enjoying this stream. That's another reason why I am coming at you live. By the way, drop your comments in the comment section from wherever you're watching this from. Hey, 48. Wow. This has gone viral already. This is like the most amount of streams or viewers I have had on the live stream in a while. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for this final. You can probably tell. I'm very excited. Nerves are kicking in, good nerves. And with all of that, there's the polemica, the controversy, there's the emotions, there's the rivalry, there's, it's a final, it's a classic. Todo. Lap it up. I've missed days like this. This is what we live for. This is what we are follow the game of football for. Sports in general, in this case, the best rivalry in the planet. On the planet. All right, 2 comments. I got the comment sections open now on Twitters and the YouTubes. Jeffrey saying, LA in the house. What's up, LA? You 9-hour difference? What is it? 9-hour, 12-hour difference from Central European time? In any case, it should be pretty nicely early in the day for you still. That is no excuse, Jeffrey. Get yourself a drink, mate. Drink responsibly. There's another measure right over there. Encore. Formation predictions. I'm hearing Fort might start. Cheers from Canada. Okay, so we have Northern America on the stream. I will get into that, but first I wanted to talk a little bit. So the whole predictions and all of that formation, Encore, I gave that to you in a very calm, cool, collected, sober tone. Sober as not that I just got home. I literally parked the car, came upstairs, finished narrating, commentating Barça B's loss to Amorebieta. Barça B, Barça Athletic are in a world of hurt. Coming on, facing a direct rival for ¿cómo se dice? Joder, relegation. El descenso está más caliente que nunca. Bueno, más caliente no. It's already been a hot zone, danger zone for Barça Athletic, this whole relegation battle. But they were coming into this with a good streak, and they lose to the last place. La colista, Amorebieta, who deserved to win. Credit to them as well. So I'm coming in hot. Coming in off of a loss for Barça Athletic, now setting up the Copa final between también una patata caliente, joder. This is a hot potato this final because of what's at stake, because of the clubs, and because of this controversy. So, Ankur, if you don't mind, I wanted to keep this snappy. I've been beating around the bush for the last 10 minutes. Hope you guys are enjoying this, though. Hit me up, okay? Follow my YouTubes and the Instagrams and the Twitters and all that good stuff, especially patreon.com/churros y tácticas. Go there for the extra crispy fried delicious finger licking good churros. Serve with a smile. Why am I dancing around this elephant in the room? Because again, I understand there's a lot of emotions at stake or involved in this. And there's the emotions, I think, primarily of the referees. I'm going to support Barça Hansi Flick and say we have to protect the referees. Whenever we throw shade, or no, shade neither. Well, to some referees, you throw shade, you throw shade, and critique, sobre todo. Above all. And I think in the case of many, that's rightly placed. And by that, I mean many pundits or outlets. I think, though, if you are a club, one of the biggest clubs in the world, most successful for sure, statistically, and your name is Real Madrid, aka Real Madrid, and you consistently put out not after the game, not one video a week after a game has taken place, but 2 videos a week before the game, already causing a public witch hunt, a lynch mob to come and attack that referee in charge and his team on the VAR and linesmen. And you do that consistently for days, for match days, so weeks, months, years. It's never been this much. You like the Trumpisms? It's never been this vicious, neither. If you do that consistently on a weekly basis, bi-weekly again, and you are then surprised at the first given opportunity for the referees to make their voices heard, because Xavi has said in the past, I wish referees would give press conferences. Probably post-match press conference would make the most sense. Right after the action has taken place, you sit a referee down, you ask the man. You get an opportunity to ask him and his team, why was this play officiated in this way? Why was this the call? Why was it a penalty? Why was it not a penalty? Why was it a red card? Why was it whatever given hypothetical situation might have taken place? Why did you deem it? Did you call it the way you did? They didn't get that opportunity yesterday. So the Spanish Federation, since I don't know how long this practice has been put in place. I'll plead ignorance in that regard. I don't know. But it's been yesterday where we had the 2 referees in question in the hot seat, where the journalists got to ask them directly some questions. Something, again, very rare. So obviously one of the questions is going to be, I think it was Luis Flaque from La Cadena Ser, I'm not 100% sure, but he asked the question, well, what do you think of the video that Real Madrid TV put out about you? What do you think about... Thank you, Carlos Peterson, for the super chat. I think this is like my second super chat ever. Hey, Carlos Peterson, thank you very much, my friend. I will get to your super chat in a minute. I just want to finish this long-winded point. If you get a journalist asking you, what do you make? What's your opinion about this video that it has been put out by Real Madrid TV. There's no, like, you can't paint it any other way. It's not like, and it was Barça doing it, or La Liga, or an independent content creator. No, it's the club's official channel criticizing you ahead of the game, and that person in question gives a very heartfelt, emotional response, talking about the bullying that undoubtedly he has suffered as well. He doesn't mention that. He mentions his son. Anybody watching, any parent will know that a parent's worst nightmare, I say that as a parent myself, obviously of two, is to have to think of your child in a situation where they're being bullied, whether it's verbal, physical abuse. And that was evident from his response. The guy, he broke down in tears, for crying out loud. He broke down in tears. And they said what they said. They said, again, mind you as well, I'm pretty fucking sure they knew that question was coming, because they were very well prepared for that question. It's the first time they're in the freaking hot seat. Madrid has again put out a video. People are like, whoa, you had time to... tenías tiempo de denunciarlo. ¿Cómo que tenía tiempo de denunciarlo si nunca ha salido en la rueda de prensa? They could have maybe ganged up already beforehand. I'll give you that. And denunciarlo maybe to the, if not publicly, through a public statement. I don't know if they're unionized, or actually going to the courts and saying, hey, this is, defamatory, or we okay. But public denuncia, as in two people personally in question, that has never been the case. This is unprecedented. So I think they did what they had to do, what they wanted to do, what they felt in their right was the best for them and their family, clearly, and given the situation. And they said, we have got something coming. We got something in store. For Real Madrid, and you can ask me, or we can get into it wasn't well-timed, and given the fact that the final is taking place tomorrow, we can get into that argument. But I don't think that's if there's a hierarchy of points we should be discussing here in this situation, that their timing of it and wording, whatever you want to say, is maybe like fifth or sixth on the topics that we should be discussing, because you cannot be the culprit, the big white bully, el bully blanco, and every week, twice a week, throw shade to referees, pressure them, like I said, create a witch hunt, a lynch mob of people attacking these people personally and professionally, and then be like, what do we do? What do we do? We didn't do nothing. These guys are crazy. They're crazy talking to us like these. What did we do? We did nothing. What's wrong with you? This is bad. This is really bad. They are clearly biased. We want them out. We want to change the ref. No. Shh. We did not say that publicly. But we will not come and play the final if they play. If they whistle, we will not come. I did not say that publicly. Tell them we're not going to come play the final. What? No, I did not say that. I definitely did say that. No. We will play the final. We will not. We will. Real Madrid up to some tricks. Holy shit. I get it. They put out officially that they never had the intention of not showing up to the final. But they clearly did tell journalists that. A lot of journalists that report and are very close to the Madridista camp. They definitely told journalists to help them into pressuring the Spanish Football Federation to make changes in the refereeing committee for this final that is taking place in about, call it an hour and a half, call it an hour 35. But we didn't. Whose word am I going to take? Real Madrid's official PR, their official communication channel of comunicación. I don't know, man. Am I gonna take ¿cómo se llama? Lautaro, no? Lauzan, the new president, the new sitting president, or new, anyway, the current seated president of the Spanish Football Federation, Madridista, by the way. That's okay. That has nothing to do with it. Surely he has no intentions of keeping his club's best interest in mind. Surely not. But a lot of journalists were informed that he was being pressured to change the referees. Anyway, neither nor are happening. Madrid will present itself in their best possible starting 11 come an hour and a half, 10 p.m. kickoff. Sorry for all of you who also would have liked to have had your kids watch, although in the north of Americas that has no bother. It is Saturday and it's a great time for you. My kids will stay up. They'll do their best. And the referees will not change at this point of time. Should I just quickly check? Maybe some last minute. Imagine plot twist. The referees have changed. Oh shit! Plot twist, baby. Woo. Well, here we go. Mbappe will be a substitute. So, look, I don't know if I need to say any more. I can go over some questions. I'm happy to go over some questions. I just needed to get this off my chest because I just find it very hypocritical that the club that has the most penalties called for them, not just this season, but in the history of Spanish football, that has, over the course of history, had more calls in favor than any other team, has this season had so many unbelievable calls go their way. Your Celtas, your Leganeses, I mean, you name it. There almost hasn't been a game without some controversy falling in favor for Madrid. And against as well, vale, pues some against as well. A little bit here and there. But definitely not to the same degree where calls have gone in their favor. And as much as Real Madrid TV, disgusting media outlet, mind you, want to paint it that they are the big victims in all of this, everybody that watches football knows exactly what is taking place. And all of this that took place over the course of these last 24 hours, or mainly yesterday, was trying to pressure the referees once more as much as they could, squeeze them till they pop, till they absolutely cannot withstand the pressure, social pressure, professionally, what is casted, the amount of bullying as well that they are exposed to see if they crack. And that makes me worried about tonight. I have to say, I do see there's a lot of parallels to what took place in the Mourinho Pep Guardiola era when that Copa, what was it, like 2011, 14 years ago, roughly? 14, 15, right? Anyway, we all know what I'm talking about. The Copa where Mourinho, before the match, talked a whole bunch of smack. It was the marathon of Clásicos. Afterwards, we met again in the semifinal. They were coming off of the 5-0, getting their asses handed to them. And that's what makes me worried, is that, we've gone through a lot of, it's 9-2 on aggregate, if you will, over the course of these last two Copa finals. And, Copa finals. 9-2 on aggregate over the course of these last two Clásicos, the Supercopa and the League Clásico. And that it was similar back then in that cup final in Mestalla, where Barça were coming in hot favorites, triplete talk, and in the end, obviously, it was a narrow 2-1 win for Madrid in the Mestalla, but just a nasty game with a lot of fouls, a lot of start-stop, ugly, just hacking, Real Madrid came on with one intention, and that was to not play football, to stop football from being played. And Mourinho saying, "I would like to once play." It's the same. I would. Why can I never finish with 10 men? What did I do? Why can I never finish with 10 men against these guys? What did I do? Tell me. What did I do? It's the same fucking thing, man. The same thing is happening now. It's unbelievable, but true. It's this whole victimismo de los blancos to try to pressure the referee, the whole atmosphere. We're seeing it, I mean, I'm not saying it's only down to this, but that there's fights breaking out in Sevilla. The tensions are, woof, they're high. And this is obviously going to rub Madridistas the wrong way. What I'm saying, Kian will have whatever he wants to say about it, but it's the only truth that I see in this situation, man. It is. If Real Madrid was coming in confident about their football, about the way they play, not be crying the whole freaking time about referees, and when clearly in games there's so many calls they get in their favor time and time and time again, man, time again, and they're crying while that Mbappe gets a 1-game suspension for a criminal tackle, a criminal way of taking down, who was it, in their game against Celta, wasn't it? And bueno, es que como esto, I have short-term memory issues, but there's an entire laundry list that people can shit out, that ChatGPT can shit out for you. It's just the hypocrisy. It baffles me. It just makes me feel like I'm living in a parallel world, just a parallel universe. Well, like I said, man, I don't want to take away too much from the fun, the spectacle. I am nervous about tonight's game. I could see Madrid winning. I foresee probably not a good game of football, a nasty game, tension. Yeah. As much as I'm looking forward to it, I can see this night that for many culés is like another chance to bang, and Clark, obviously Madridistas are coming into this feeling victims, that's clear, and they're already trying to distract from it's like, who said it? Cisse said the same thing, right? They're trying to distract and do anything they can from receiving another humiliating loss at the defeat of their most bitterest rivals. And I feel that is, very much the narrative, the case over here. So, all right, man. I didn't want to make this too long-winded. I think I got my point across. I can go deeper. I want to take some chats. Let me take the super chat of my new best friend, Carlos Pedersen. What's going on, my man? He's saying, if referees need press conferences, you need new refs. The whole situation yesterday was Bush League. ¿Qué quieres decir con Bush League? Was Bush League bullshit? I don't know. If referees need press conference, look, I say that in general. We hear referees a lot. There's more transparency in the NBA, for example, or American football than there is in football, in European and soccer. Even though they will leak some audios here and there, put out little audio, it always feels tweaked. There's definitely not 100% transparency in what La Liga put out after match day and stuff like that. Definitely not. But you're saying that, no, I think we should oblige them to sit in the hot seat after a game, and in a very calm, systematic, chronological way, whatever play raised some eyebrows and questions among both sets of fans, journalists. We're still fans. As much as many pretend they're not, they're unbiased. No. Journalists are still fans, even the ones that will put out tweets without mentioning a certain club in question, and they pretend that they're just screaming to the heavens in generic talk and don't actually nail down who they are talking about. They are also still fans, and it's very clear which journalists support who. Um, and I think that's fine and that's normal. We all grow up as kids idolizing, our teams or local teams or players we like to follow, depending where you're from. And I think that's fine. The thing that happened yesterday was Bush League. Yeah, sure, it was, but mainly from one side. I don't, I put a lot less critical with the referees than Real Madrid in this case. Um, all right, let me go down. Carlos, there you are again. Madrid gonna turn it into a street fight. Yeah, agreed. Yashay, let me play one last tune. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I certainly am. I'm hugely enjoying this pre Copa Clásico final. Barça Real Madrid. Jugamos como local. Barça play as the home side. So I'm happy as well. I feel more at peace knowing that I have put something out for you guys. The Churros patrons are gonna get this now, and so yeah, Yashay saying someone on CBS was saying that the guy was changed. The VAR guy was changed. No, I don't think so. I'll check that out right now. No ha habido cambio. Es que si no lo hubieran anunciado ya, they would have already announced it. I'm not. No. Yashay, I'm going to go out here on a limb and say that it is not true. The headline, I mean, can you imagine if they did change the referee? Barça would have all the reason to say, what? Fuck it, we're not playing now. They would have had that scenario. Madrid would have gone there. The crying, the loud bully in the room would have gotten its way if the referees would have changed. So no, that is incorrect to my knowledge. And again, I go that based on the fact that that would have made headlines everywhere. Demi, Real Madrid not allowed to defend themselves from claims they are benefiting from refs' decisions. Yeah, they can defend themselves from claims, sure. But do we I'm happy to take that on. Let's start a war. I mean, I worked at Barça TV for 6 years, Barça 1, and we've never, ever once, sure, our hosts and pundits have opinions, loud ones in the newsroom. Not that we publicly air those, right? Like on a broadcast, on a live on air. We definitely have never, ever put out a video going over the amount of injustice, the amount of wrong calls, the amount of, from phantom goals not going in the Bernabeu, for crying out loud, from so many. Last season, we finished with 85 points. That entire season was tainted with awful calls in La Liga, in the Champions League, handballs against Inter not called. Ansu called for a non-existing handball. What the fuck? Like, what culés what we've had to put up with has been unreal. And that is in no comparison to what Real Madrid try to spin a narrative to that they are some victim. Absolutely not. And I find it gross, and I will do everything in my power that I can possibly do to dispel that absolute falsehood. But are they not allowed? Free, Real Madrid said it, right? Freedom of speech. Yes, freedom of speech. So then why are you mad at a referee applying some free speech when they are asked a direct question involving their not just professional but personal life? They're just practicing free speech and saying, you know what? My kid was fucking bullied today at school and has been suffering bullying. And the father, the man broke down crying in public. Why do you think that is? I don't think a referee will cry very easily, knowing their profession, the stress that they have to put up with. So for that man to do so publicly, those men must be under a hell of a lot of stress, and a lot more since Madrid start putting out more and more of these videos. All right, yo, Ankur, like I said, man, formation predictions. I mean, I think the starting 11s are pretty much out. Mbappe is on the bench, so no point for me getting into this. That was as something that I put out 2 days ago as well. The last couple of comments here. Carlos, man, thank you. Another. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate the super chat. As a Dutchman, I'm very proud of the fact that you are giving me my first ever super chat. So thank you, Carlos Peterson. It is een honor. Echt waar, echt een honor voor mij om jouw superchats te receiven. So you're saying, as a Madrid fan, I'm embarrassed, but I don't know what to do. Yeah, I understand you're embarrassed. I understand the embarrassment. And I have been very critical with my club as well during the whole unveiling of the Negreira case, which is not done but parked because it's been 2 years and they can still not find evidence of bribery. That has been pretty much parked to the side. So whatever, not you, Carlos, but radical Madridistas want to cling on to the Negreira League, which is another absolute absurd notion and idea that has, of course, been spearheaded by the Madrid-based press. I understand the embarrassment because it's always something that I said no to. I don't like the fact that we have been making those payments for what, it's just something that is you don't want to do. And there's a conflict of interest there. Yeshe saying for the rest of the season, not this game, for Madrid games. What are you referring to? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The VAR guy was changed for the rest of the season. Gotcha. Okay, maybe. Paulo Fiero, as a Madridista, I don't like Real Madrid TV nonsense, but don't you think or find it odd and unprofessional for refs to make a statement before the game? Okay, so thank you for bringing this up, Paulo Fiero. What cool. Are you a footy? That's like you should be a football player with a name like that. Paulo Fiero curls it in. What a beautiful Paulo Fiero. Yeah, I get you. There's definitely something in that. As in, you're about to play the cup final. You know the stakes are crazy high. Do you quieres añadir leña al fuego, right? Do you want to throw gas on the fire, or what is it? Oil on the fire. There's definitely a case to be made that the timing in that regard is not perfect. But hey, what are you gonna do? Am I gonna bitch and yell at the kids at the kid in the corner that's being punched and screamed at and yelled at and cake being thrown in there and their fucking pants pulled down and wedgie and spit and whatnot for what? Kicking the motherfucking bully in the nuts and be like, hey, no nut kicking. What are you doing? Not kicking. You're not allowed to kick in the nuts. That's wrong. You are not allowed to kick in the nuts. You're like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Sure, you can be like, hey, was it a level playing field? Don't kick a guy in the nuts. Just duke it out. No punches below the belt. The crown jewels are off limits. Sure. In a equal level fight playing field, that's the timing of these comments are a little bit off. Not ideal, certainly. They don't. No, o sea, como se dice, they don't calm the situation down. They don't like damper the high emotions. But I can't really scream at the kid in the corner trying to protect himself and ask like, "Yo, are you? How do you feel about this fight? How are you right now in the corner with your pants pulled down and your underwear in the crack of your ass pulled over?" He's gonna be like, "I can't." Paulo Fiero, dude, join us again. Any of you watching, subscribe to all of these channels. I'm on Twits. I'm on Kick. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Insta. I'm on Facebook for all of you boomers out there. I'm on even on LinkedIn. I think I didn't put it in there. Didn't connect the old LinkedIn. And I do stream there. Why not? The YouTubes. Hit me up with a follow. Let's have some fun. We are coming back with join me later tonight as well. I'll be live on the Twitter Spaces, Mario Nawful Twitter Spaces Copa special. I'm actually co-hosting it with my dude Khan and some other people. My man Khan. Hope Nima will be joining. I really don't know. Anastasia, if you hear me, shoot me over a bit of information. Un poco de información, please. Because it's just so I can get my prep going accordingly. But yeah, join me on Twitter Spaces, man. This is huge. You know, you guys maybe know that I've been doing post Champions League Twitter Spaces. I enjoy them thoroughly, and this should be a fun one. I've sent out, hopefully a bunch of people that I recommended will be joining as well. So that will take place right after the ref blows the final whistle. Okay? Mira. Speaking of, no. Yes. No. Sorry. Uh, we're gonna have a fun spaces, Twitter Spaces. So hit us up. Carlos, you're saying when in doubt, blame Flo for all this. Look, he's el presidente, el prezi, the maximum person responsible, and like I said, a Barça TV, a Barça One, we've never once put out a video, not even close, remotely close to what Madrid put out, not once, but twice a week since a fucking long time. And trust me that the last dictator standing would, if he would not approve of the message, he would make sure to crank it down a little bit. And he doesn't. He motherfucker crank it up. So he definitely has some. Of course, he has fault in this, Carlos. Absolutely. Guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Bless you all. Have a great final. Visca el Barça. Visca Cataluña. Visca el Clásico también. Como me gustan estos partidos. And I'll see you in a couple hours on the spaces. Goodbye, folks. Ciao.